Hello there, everyone. What's up? I am your Dragon God of Gaming, Damian Dragon, and welcome back to the Gaming News, where I run out a list of all the gaming's news, facts, rumors, trivia, and everything coming out of the gaming industry this week. Now, I promised last week that I would be looking into the whole week of stuff and writing stuff down as I go along from now on, instead of making it hard on myself around today. Well, guess what? It didn't work out that way. Seeing as fit that this week, God of War, the 2014, I believe the remake of God of War was set to the PC for the first time ever, and most of the gaming world has been focused on the reviews of that game for basically the entire week. So, yeah. I didn't get to do that. So today there's two things today, and I am sorry that this is going to be as short as it's going to be. So, let's hop right into this, shall we? All right. Our first thing here, God of War. Yes, we are starting with this. Yes, the God of War franchise is known for much. Like its good control, brutal gameplay, and lately being the first Sony exclusive to be brought to the PC. Yes, Sony Santa Monica creative director Cory Barlog has discussed that a bunch of PlayStation's own studios helped him convince Sony that it was an amazing idea to bring its biggest exclusive to PC. This is a passage straight from Barlog speaking to Game Informer, saying, and I quote, "I think it was the collective of studios all over saying this is a really good idea." Barlog said, "We should be looking into this. Eventually, I think it reached the tipping point when we had sent so many suggestion box suggestions, that they were like, I'm tired of hearing all of this. Fine, we'll do it. It's a process. We're still figuring out as a company and as individual studios how to do this and what the process and strategy will be." Oh. Sony started to push their games into the PC market beginning in 2020, when they announced that it would bring Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, to PC, which it made a lot of headline news around that time as well. While other games which was funded or published by Sony had already got sent over to PC, like Death Stranding, sorry. Horizon was an actual true first-party PlayStation Studios game that will no longer receive that title of exclusive. If you think Horizon was the last game to be released on PC, absolutely not. Days Gone, which was sent to PC in 2021, and Sony is gearing up to make Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection available for PC players in early 2022, which is going to be a real fun time for anyone who's running that game on PC. Of course, you may be wondering if God of War Ragnarok may come to PC, but Barlog isn't ready to commit one way or the other, and confirmed the decision is solely up to Sony as to whether or not that we will see the sequel on the PC, and less time than the original. So, with that being said, God of War, I think it's about time. You know what I mean? I can understand that. God of War is one of those games that needs to be experienced. And I plan on experiencing that game myself. I have never gotten around to it, but I do want to. But I feel that God of War Ragnarok will most likely join the original God of War on PCs sooner rather than later, seeing how as many people are clamoring to get PlayStation exclusives like that on PC, which is really needed, and it needs to be well thought out, in all honesty, because I feel like God of War didn't need to always be an exclusive. God of War is supposed to be like all on the board for everyone, and everyone loves God of War, and it was a masterpiece, but it needed to be experienced by more players that just did not want to shell out the money for the PlayStation. So it'll be a good idea to bring it to PC as well. So I think this is a really good step forward for PlayStation and Sony, where they'll be making a lot more profits than they would have just making it an exclusive, even though it's a really high selling game. But they were leaving money on the table by not doing this. So to be honest, I feel like this is the best move that they could have made. So yeah, that's what I feel like for that one. Anyway, on to the next one, which is Dying Light's upcoming release. I believe last week I did talk about Dying Light 2 and the 500 hours of content that it possesses, but there's more. I can't believe I'm saying there's more, but there's more. What can be said about Dying Light 2? Well, that Elden Ring has surpassed the game as Steam's most wishlisted game, but Techland's upcoming open-world zombie game will have over 500 hours for the completionist in you. But you will be able to continue that for a long time to come, because Dying Light has promised 5 years of updates for Dying Light 2 via their Twitter account. Included in the updates promised are things like events, locations, storylines, and in-game items. And as the game is so massive in scope that there is already going to be so much to do, that by the time you get to the actual updates and stuff, you won't be done with the full game as its base. So that should tell you how massive Dying Light 2 is going to be. Like, the last part isn't directly from it. That's basically based on my, my thought. But the game has an expansive world. There's going to be, again, 500 hours of content. There is going to be massive updates for 5 years to come into 2027. There is literally going to be endless content coming out of Dying Light 2. So there is no way that there is not enough for Dying Light to do, for people in Dying Light to do. Like, by the time that the updates even start rolling out, a lot of people won't be finished with the entire game at its base. There's no damn way. And that's a lot of content right there. And if Dying Light 2 succeeds where it's being promised, I'm gonna say that it's gonna be one of the longest games physically to come out, if everything is that it says is being true. But again, I'm gonna personally take this as a grain of salt, for one reason only, that we've been promised stuff like this before. Take Outer Worlds, for example, when they promised endless, planets, millions of planets and stuff like that to explore. It did not do that. So I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? So personally, I think that's what should be done. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everyone for joining me. I know this was a shorter episode than I normally do, which is normally like 15 minutes, but there was not much else I could do today. I did not want to keep on reading off of the articles themselves. It's not fun, and it's not my own words, even though the ending is my words, but I want to write them in my own to give my own emphasis on it. So I apologize for how some of these are coming out, but I'm hoping that next week is going to be a lot more better with the content, so I can just keep on adding and adding and adding and adding. so that I can have a lot of content, because I've been checking the news every night on the night, all week long, and all everyone can talk about is the God of War PC reviews and stuff like that. I'm like, give me something to work with. Like, I believe something came out for NVIDIA, but then I'm like, there is no way I'm going to be able to port them to post just this. Like, there's nothing else. So I'm like, this week is going to be barren. So I apologize for how everything has been and how everything was shaping up this week. I apologize, but hey, not everything is grandiose content and stuff like that. So I'm glad I at least got two stuff and things out of today. I was looking through some of the gaming news yesterday, and I'm like, there's nothing that I can post that's not about the God of War. And even today, I still gotta put God of War on it. So, it's the biggest thing this week, God of War. As I said, here's my process here. I go out and I look through a lot of articles to see, what's big in the gaming industry right now. I go down lists and stuff like that out of the week and see how everything was faring from Monday until now. And I see what's the biggest headlines, and I jot them down. But a lot of the time I can't do that. Normally what I used to do is go through hours of work all week in one day just to get it out, and that's kind of impossible for me. So anyway, I do appreciate you guys joining us for another episode of the Gaming News. Hope everyone had a lovely day. I hope everyone enjoyed their week. If you guys want to come and join me again, come and join me this Wednesday when I'm playing Devil May Cry again. So come and see what I got in store for you guys. And very soon, I believe I'm wrapping up Devil May Cry very soon. So I have more games to show out. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you guys to pieces, but it's time for us to end off. You guys know my deal. You guys know my squeal. Oh yeah, by the way, down in the description down below is all of our lovely and beautiful content creators. Go check them all out and go give them a subscribe if you guys have not yet, because they do a bunch of work every single day, and I can guarantee you, if you guys like my stuff, then I can guarantee you're gonna like theirs. So go ahead and see what we got. So anyway, until then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed. But it's time for us to end off. You guys know the deal. You guys know my squeal. Good gaming, happy hunting, and I'll see all you dragonlings back inside the world of the gaming news. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Damian Dragon action. Peace.